Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area this Friday night, you want to get down to 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington for our Crosstalk Friday. However, this Friday it's a special meeting. It's our Crosstalk Legends and Lessons meeting where we're going to be discussing and talking about those of us, those people that have come into our lives that have left a legacy. They've made an impression and they've taught us lessons. And specifically for us, our friends, this Friday night, we're going to be looking back at the life of Josh McCormick. We called him Bigfoot. He left such a huge impression in our lives, such a huge footprint in our lives that even today, a year later, we're going to be looking back and just sharing our gratitude for what he did in our lives. So this Friday night, 7 o'clock, we'll see you there. I want to kind of wrap things up. Over the last several days, we've been talking about that select group of people, that the newcomers, right? A very small group of the newcomers. The newcomer that comes in, we see them, we don't hear from them, they get up and they walk out and we never see them again. And we asked the question, why are people, not coming back? What is it about the meeting that they're in that makes people not want to come back? While a large majority, admittedly, a large majority of those folks that get up and leave and never come back, they're just not ready to stop. They're not looking for that connection, as we discussed a couple of days back. There is a smaller group of people that, sure, they come in, they're willing to make that connection with the group. They do make that connection with the group, but they go back to their old way of life, maybe their job or a relationship or whatever, and they lose that connection. It's not strong enough, and they go back too soon, too fast, and they end up losing that connection. But we've been talking about that really small group of people. Very small group of people, maybe even 5 out of 100, maybe less, that come in, they want to connect, but they just can't seem to connect. And that leads us to the question of why? Why can't they connect? And there's a plethora of reasons. Hands down, there are a plethora of reasons. And yesterday I spoke about how, a lot of those reasons can be what they perceive in the rooms. They walk into these meetings that are dead, dried up, boring as hell. And they recognize, they're going, shit, wait a minute, is this recovery? Is this what recovery looks like? They see that dead, dried up, boring as hell environment. And they know that we see it too, but yet we refuse to do anything about it. And that brings me to today's topic. The problem, I believe, and it's just my own personal opinion, take it for what it's worth, that small group of people, that 5 or less, group of people that get up and they want to connect, but they just can't, so they leave and they never come back, is a direct result of us within the fellowship, those of us inside of that very room that they're sharing space with in that particular meeting. It comes down to us and how, as I said yesterday, how we demonstrate that program of action, how how they see us, what they see us doing and saying. I mentioned yesterday, does the audio match the video? At the end of the day, it comes down to the people within the fellowship, and that's why over the last several days I've tried to be abundantly clear. Huge distinction between the program of action and the fellowship that has grown up around that program of action. My program of action, known as Alcoholics Anonymous, the program I work, it is a perfect program. But the fellowship, it's made for imperfect people. It's made up by imperfect people. And so we can't expect perfection. And to summarize all of this, at the end of the day, we can set and point fingers. We can set and point fingers. Well, this person ran him out of the room, and that person did that, which ran him out of the room. We can, and that's probably the easy way about it. But let me remind you of this. I got sober. I didn't get perfect. And I know everyone else within that fellowship, they too got sober. They didn't get perfect. We cannot place an expectation of perfection just because somebody is clean and sober. We never expected them. We never asked them to get perfect. We did hope and pray for their sobriety, though, for them to get clean and sober. And if that means they're clean and sober, then fine. I'll take all their faults, flaws, and indiscretions and all that. That's fine, as long as they're still sober. Now, that is, again, by no means gives them a right or a license to continue conducting themselves that way. If folks are driving people out of the rooms, they need to be brought to task. They need to be called to task For sure. I know people that actually go around and brag about, well, I ran this person out of the room and I ran that person out of the room. I'm like, why in the fuck would you possibly brag? How can you be excited about that? Why would you be excited about that? Why not go and talk to that person and say, hey, look, I didn't want to run out of the room. I never want to run anybody out of the room. I want to run people into the rooms. And I always have to be cognizant and aware of my behavior and the things that I say and things that I do, because that newcomer coming in the room, they could very well be looking at me. To wrap all this up and to summarize it all, once again, we got sober. We didn't get perfect. We may be placing an unrealized expectation on the people within the rooms just because they got sober. After all, we are talking about a room full of drunks and drug addicts who are just trying to get better. Not perfect, but get better. And I'm thankful that the program of action of Alcoholics Anonymous allowed me to join this fellowship, even with people with faults, flaws, and indiscretions just like this guy. I'm thankful for that opportunity because in the end, it has made me a better person. So that's all the time I got for today. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.